After my first year in the college seminary, I had the privilege of going to World Youth Day in Cologne, Germany. It was there that I met the Emmanuel community. This first encounter later led to my entrance into the community in 2008, and since then have happily been a member of this, my spiritual family. One of the gifts of the Emmanuel community is that it offers a way of holiness and evangelization to all of her members, lay people, consecrated women, men and women, and diocesan priests. To its priests, it also offers a shared life together, both of ministry, but also fraternity and prayer. And since I've been a priest for almost 9 years, the local community here in St. Paul, which is just about 25 members of the bigger community internationally, which is about 12,000, has had the project of finding a long-term home where the community can invest and where a few priests could live in fraternity. The Archbishop, in conversation with the Emmanuel community, has gone through a process of discernment and determined that there is a parish which is ready to receive a team of priests of the Emmanuel community this summer. Therefore, I announce to you, dear Guadalupanos, that I will be leaving the parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe at the end of June, and that you will have a new pastor effective July 1. I simply wish to say that the motivation for my departure from Our Lady of Guadalupe is really the discernment of the Archbishop with the Emmanuel community and the needs, the bigger needs of the diocese, the needs of the Emmanuel community, the availability of priests, there are a whole variety of issues at hand, and that now is the best time for the Archdiocese to entrust this parish to priests of the Emmanuel community. I cannot yet announce where it is I'll be going, but in the days to come, I will be happy to share that information with you. And as I said, I do not yet know who will be coming in my stead. Yet again, I will announce that to you as soon as I know. If you would, just bear with me as I share what's been going on in my heart as I've been aware of this news and have been carrying this with me as I prepared for this announcement. The first thing is that I don't want to go. I'm happy here. And there's a resistance in me to say, no, this can't be God's will for me. You know, things were going well. Things are going favorably in honor of the Lord and Our Lady. And there's just an initial resistance to say no to my will and to say yes to the Archbishop's will and the Father's will. And God shows me His will through the Archbishop, which is good. And I've had to go through, and I'm not there yet, this process of dying to what I think is good, to my own preference, and accepting that which Jesus offers me. I'm also sad. Sad because we're in the middle of a capital campaign, and many of you have been very generous in giving. You've made serious sacrificial gifts, and there has been momentum in this capital campaign, and I realized that my departure put some instability into the capital campaign and its projects, and I'm just aware of that, and I'm sorry to have to leave in the middle of this. Also, the retreat, which has been very, very warmly received, and I think had a lot of hope for help bringing about renewal for both the parish, but people outside of the parish, greater cohesion within the parish, and I'm just sorry to see that go. I'm also sorry to see to leave the project of bringing people together in one community who come from different language groups. It's a challenge and it's a real richness to be speaking both English and Spanish, and unity in Christ is really the great privilege of being in Christ, of having brothers and sisters from different backgrounds, and I'm just sorry to see that go. But most of all, I'm sorry to say goodbye to you. St. Paul says, you are in my heart. And I can only echo what St. Paul says. Guadalupanos, you're so deeply in my heart. I think about you often. I pray for you often. I become a part of your lives, and you have become a part of mine. And I'm sorry to say that we will no longer have this relationship, that of priest and people, that of being a brother in Christ, which is also a reality of being a priest. And it's just hard to say goodbye. I'm sad to say, oh gosh, I just won't be able to see such and such a person this way anymore. And there's also the sadness in your own hearts of losing a priest and losing a priest with whom you've come into relationship, which is also very real. It is, however, inevitable. No priest remains at a place forever, and this is good. It's good because there are many different priests with different gifts and different faults, and in the big scheme of things, I'm just one guy. I've got plenty of failures and faults, and it's just good that there be new life in a parish. Different priests carry charisms and different gifts, and that's just good to bring life into a parish. In the big scheme of things, I'm one priest in a line of pastors at Our Lady of Guadalupe. Many before me, many after me, and there it is. I'm just one. Nothing spectacular, nothing special. And good for us that we remember that a priest is not here for himself. He's actually here on behalf of another, and that is Christ. My ministry has done what it ought to do if you have a greater knowledge of Jesus, and if you have a greater knowledge of his church and you love him more. Whether or not it's Andrew Brinkman, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that the sacraments are celebrated, that the gospel is preached, and that the people, you, would have a deeper love of Jesus, a deeper knowledge of the Father's love. Whatever good I did is the Lord's. I can't take credit for anything that was good here. I can only take credit for the failures, for my weaknesses, for my sins, which are many. And I'm daily aware of my failures. I know that my own lack of conversion, my own pride, my own severity, my own, speediness, it hurts. And my own lack of conversion has hurt the parish. And I own that, I'll be held accountable on the day of judgment for my many failures. And I ask for mercy, first of all, of God, but then also from you. Have mercy on me for my failures as a priest. Finally, I just want to say how grateful I am. Yeah, it's hard to say no to my will, and yeah, there's sadness. But I'm so grateful. It's just been a privilege to be here at Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's just been a privilege to be here at this particular time with you. And I love you. You're deep in my heart, and that's just been a privilege. It's a gift. I couldn't have asked for it. Even the challenges, those are a gift too. And I thank the Archbishop for his confidence in me, for giving me this mission for 5 years as pastor. And I simply hope that the place is a little bit better because of Andrew Brinkman.